strong and straight. That first Christmas present was not placed under a tree, but rather it was laid in a manger. God had a plan. The manger was not a crib of choice, but rather a crib of necessity. For there was no room for them in the inn. When people have babies now, they go to the store and buy $200–300 strollers, $400–500 baby cribs, decorate the room with all kinds. If it's a boy, blue, girl, pink, and all the whistles and bells. But the only thing Jesus heard was animals in the stalls. So as I don't keep you too long, so I can finish, so you can go finish your shopping on this last Sunday before Jesus' birthday. Let me conclude by saying, the crowded out Christ is still searching for room. He seeks a place to be born in the hearts and affairs of mankind. He still seeks room to express himself in the flesh, in the world. The main problem on that first Christmas and the main problem today is the question of room in a place that has restrictions in regard to space. But if you make room for him, he'll make room for you. I heard him say, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. He said, see, Mary don't get such a long time to enjoy her baby, because after 33 and a half years, he's getting ready to die. Jesus said, but if you just make some room for me now, in my Father's house are many mansions. And if it weren't true, I would have told you, because he said, I'm going to prepare a place for you.
Yes, sir.
Where I'm going, you can't go right now. Yeah, that's what I like about heaven.
Yeah.
There'll be no space restrictions. Yeah, there'll be plenty good room. You can have your room and I can have my room, and we can still have room for more. So whatever I have to do to make room in my life for Christ, if I have to move some things and stuff over, I'll make room for him. If I have to move my attitude, if I have to move my pride, if I have to change my itinerary, if I have to change my plans, if I have to change my schedule, I'll make room for Jesus. Because if he's going to make room for me, I won't let him know that I'm available to make room for him. So Lord, whatever you need, I'll move it out the way. Ain't nothing too important that I can't serve you, Lord. Whatever I got to change, I'll change it. Brothers and sisters, whatever you do, don't crowd Christ out of your life. Don't ever get too busy that you don't have time for Christ. Because if you get too busy for Christ, you are a dangerous person. Because Christ should have first priority in our lives. I don't want to be guilty of crowding him out. I want him to have first place in my life. So as we celebrate the birth of Jesus, as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, we as people of God must realize that God gave us His Son to die for a wretch like me. I wasn't even born, but I was still a wretch. Because I was a baby, but that don't mean nothing. You was a baby, but you came through flesh. And to God, all flesh is sin. But thanks Jesus that He made a way. See, God's plan was to allow Him to come in all of His glory. But you didn't see the lights and the glitter. It says that the wise men came to bring Him gold, myrrh, and frankincense. They brought it to Him. So they were honoring Him by what they brought. The Lord today doesn't look for us to bring Him gold and frankincense and myrrh. But He does look for us to bring ourselves to Him. For we are more valuable than any gold or frankincense and myrrh. That's why He came. And you and I would have a right to a tree of life. Starting next week. Now we celebrate His birth. Now we get ready to celebrate Him dying. Thanks be to God. So if you don't get what you want this year, I hope you get what you need. And what we all need is Jesus Christ. I don't care how much you think you got of Him. There's still room for more. I want to be like Jabez. Lord, enlarge my territory. Because the more you enlarge my territory, the more praise and more worship, more that I can give, more than I can do for you. Yes, sir. Because you've done so much for me. I love you, Lord. I love you. Why do I love you? Why do you love me? Because you first. How many of you remember your first love? Huh? How many of y'all remember your first love? Huh? Remember your first love, and some days you even now you may not have been with him or her for years, but at times you still think about some of those days. But because of who Jesus is, you can think about Him and not get in trouble. You can think about Him because everybody ought to be thinking about Him in the same way. Thank you, Lord. How many? Do you really love the Lord? Do you love Him more each day? Huh? Because the person that we see, we say we love them more. But Jesus says, how can you love me whom you've never seen and don't love your brother who you see every day? I love Him. I praise Him. And that's what He wants us to do. Lift Him up. Lift Him from the cradle from the manger lifted high, that men and women may see him and glorify him. Lord, I love you. I love you, Lord. More. And I love him because he's done so much. Yes, way back. I praise you, I lift you up, and I magnify your name. Oh yes, that's thank you, Lord. I love you, Lord. I love you. I love you. In such a special way. I lift you up. I as we open the doors of the church and extend the invitation, there may be someone today that wants to say to the Lord, Lord, here I am. I've made a decision today that I want to be a part of who you are, and I want you to be a part of who I am. He's worthy. Thank God for him.
Praise
The reason I asked for a circle, because with a circle there's no break. And we've got to hold in each other's hand. We hold it as a family unit. And the family is only as strong as the weakest link. And if you feel that you are that weak link, you ought to ask God to help you to make room. That where you're weak, He'll make you strong. And where you are down, that He'll pick you up. Oh yeah. Where you were being squeezed, that you ask the Lord to expand you. That you'll be able to be more of a servant to Him. Whether you know it or not, this time of the year is a sad time for a lot of people, and for some it's a happy time. But that's why family ought to be together, encouraging each other, understanding each other's pain, or celebrating with each other in joy. So today, as we get ready to celebrate Jesus who died for all mankind, all colors, all races. Lord, we come now in the precious name of your Son, Jesus, who we've come to celebrate today. We've come, God, thanking you for giving up your Son. Thanking you for Mary. She allowed you to use her to bring forth our Savior. And as we come today, God, we ask you to help us to remember the reason that you came. And as we come, oh God, let us not get so hung up on what I got, what I didn't get. But let us get hung on what you gave us over 2,000 years ago. Or what you gave us over 2,000 years ago, God, will outdo and make up for anything that we don't have. Because all I want is more Jesus. Because the more Jesus we got, the more joy. Life ought to be filled with joy. But life can't be filled with joy without the presence of Christ in our lives. We come today, God, thanking you for another day, for another year, for another time of celebration. Pray now, God, that you will remember every human being, oh God, wherever they may be. Even remember those, God, who have hatred in their hearts. Remember those, oh God, who are able to look each other in the face and still tell a lie. Help us, God, that our lives will be truths, that we'll be able to share the real reason of Christmas. Thank you for every little boy, little girl. Thank you for every man and woman, oh God, that's a part of this fellowship. God, we come asking you to strengthen us as a family. Lord, don't let anything tear us down or tear us apart. Don't let us be splintered. Because splinters stick. And if you don't pick it out, it festers and it causes a sore. Don't let us become a sore. Let us become salt. salt preserves and salt will work out that which is a bad spot. Because you said we are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost its savor, wherewith it be good for salt, but be good for nothing, but to cast out under the foot of men. God, we thank you. I pray for this family right here. Pray for the family that you've given me, oh God. Help me to be able to cover every family member. Help me, oh God, to be what a pastor should be. Help me to be what a shepherd should be. Help me, God, that I might shepherd your sheep. As we come to a new year, let us not put new wine in old wineskins. Let us pull out that stuff that is aged and fermented. That you might fill us with new, fresh wine. The wine of your word, the sweetness of your word, the joy of your word, the pleasure in your word. Help us, God. Not only help me, but help each member. Not only in their spiritual walk, but in their daily walk, on their jobs, in their home, with their family, wherever they might be. Help them be strong in the Lord and in the power of your might. Pray for every family member, every wife, every husband, every friend, every child. In the name of Jesus. Then, God, I ask you that every decision that you allow me to make this year, 2020, let it be made in love and guidance and wisdom and understanding. Lord, I don't always understand, but I know you have a plan. Help the church to stay strong and together. Lord, I don't know, but I need them, and Lord, I pray that we all need each other. Yes. The Father prays for his children. I pray the best for them. The best that you have to give them, oh God, I pray that right now. Not second best, but the best. When we have done all we can do, God, we've come down to last minute of our lives. Even when we're laying there pressing our head upon our dying bed. God, we pray right now that you will receive us into your throne, unto your throne and in your kingdom. Where Job declared the wicked will cease from trouble, and our weary souls shall be at rest. We love you, God. Thank you for the celebration. Bless God. We pray that everybody will have a wonderful Christmas. Not because of what they receive, but because of what you have given. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Now may the love of God, the sweet communion of his Holy Spirit, may it rest, rule, and abide with us henceforth, now, and forever. And all of God's people said,
Follow it all along.